experiment evolved, I found that people judged anyone who looked differently, even a friendly face.
You guys have one job, which is to be me, right? So look how I'm standing, look at my posture, listen to how I'm talking. You got that?
Last Saturday's Saturday Night Live aired a sketch called Social Experiment. And if you happen to be a fan of Nathan Fielder's particular brand of dry chaos, you might have experienced a strange sense of deja vu. The skit centered on a fake social experiment in which audience members sit in a movie theater filled with actors dressed as Frankensteins, while one poor unsuspecting participant is observed for how he reacts. It was absurd, awkward, oddly clinical, and very familiar. Somewhere, Nathan Fielder probably paused his morning coffee, stared into the middle distance, and whispered, "Wait a second." The premise had all the hallmarks of a Nathan For You setup: the faux documentary tone, the earnest host, the escalating weirdness presented as behavioral science. It's the kind of concept Fielder built an empire on, making you laugh, cringe, and question your own humanity all at once. SNL's version, however, felt like it had wandered into that territory accidentally. Like someone said, what if we did Nathan Fielder, but faster and live? The result? A sketch that wasn't bad, but definitely didn't feel new. This isn't a one-off issue. SNL has been drifting toward mimicry for a while now. What used to be a fountain of original sketch comedy has lately started borrowing the flavors of whatever's trending in alternative comedy. The Social Experiment sketch didn't just look inspired by Fielder, it looked almost afraid to stray too far from him.
Now, I don't know about you, but growing up, I was always told to never judge a book by its cover. But when I watch the news, I feel like nobody else remembers that lesson.
Has no teeth.
You wanted to talk about teeth.
So I wanted to put that to the test tonight with a little social experiment. I fill the theater with professional actors dressed to look stereotypically dangerous or scary.
I was happy it could serve a dual purpose, but since all the camera angles were currently set up to catch people sharing snacks, I had Frank help me adjust the angles to make sure they could also spot theater perverts no matter where they were sitting. A little higher up, and as we perfected the camera's vantage point, I got to know a little bit more about this town I was in.
The show that once created entire comedy genres is now nervously trying on other people's jackets. And then there's the cast reshuffle. The new season brought in a wave of younger comedians, including Cam Patterson, who made his mark on the live comedy show Kill Tony. Bringing in fresh talent from outside the typical "I went to NYU and did improv at UCB" pipeline sounds promising, and it should be. But the real question is whether SNL will let these new voices be new, or just plug them into the same stale sketch machine.
I'm faster than a lot of people, dog. I'm run away. I'm not a fighter. I've been a fighter my whole life. I'm running away.
Yeah, we talked about this. You said you rob people, and I was like, I don't pick that up from you.
I robbed one person, and I didn't even really rob the nigga, dog. Like, what's what happened, right? So we were selling weed. We was doing a thing called like Disney gas. That was on Instagram.
Were you good at selling weed? I don't think you were good at that either.
I was bad at all of it, dog.
Yeah, I don't attribute most black things to you, except you don't enunciate.
Wait a minute. What the fuck? Wait a minute.
Like the negative stereotypes about black people, I don't put most of those on.
Yeah, no, I'm a good guy, man.
Yeah. You seem
Don't reinforce the stereotypes.
I mean, I'm not saying like, wait, you threw me. Wait, listen.
He walked you into that.
That was a setup.
Yeah, I'm not saying that black shit. You said it with a smile too. You get a pass. Wait, I'm getting out of here, man. It's a setup. This is what this is. I'm on Carver having a good time and set me up.
There's an old saying in comedy: funny is funny. It doesn't matter where it comes from, a Harvard writer's room or a bar in Austin. If it makes people laugh, it works. Somewhere along the way, SNL seems to have mistaken institutional credibility for humor credentials. You can almost feel the tension between the writers who want to break out of the old mold and the system that insists on polishing every weird idea until it's no longer weird enough to be funny. To its credit, Social Experiment wasn't a disaster. It had a concept, a tone, and a few genuinely funny moments. But it also served as a reminder that SNL, once the undisputed king of sketch comedy, is now looking sideways at shows like Nathan For You and The Rehearsal for inspiration.
There's something I need to come clean about. So I knew what the trivia answers were going to be tonight, and I taught you them in advance without you knowing. And I know you're against cheating, and this isn't cheating because you actually didn't know I was doing it, but I was just wanted you to focus on the confession, and I wanted your confidence to be up. But I feel terrible about it, and I'm sorry. I want to say I'm sorry.
At its best, SNL has always been a mirror of culture. Bold, relevant, and just self-aware enough to laugh at itself. At its worst, it becomes a museum exhibit, replaying the forms of what used to work while the rest of comedy moves forward. Social Experiment sits somewhere in the middle, a decent sketch that accidentally highlights a deeper creative crisis. If imitation is the sincerest form of flattery, then Fielder should feel very flattered, and SML should feel a little nervous.